5 Pilates myths that keep Black women out of the Pilates studio. Now, this is a conversation that just needs to be had because I hear so many things. I hate that we are the last ones to be in the know. Now, some of us are hip to Pilates. We know what it's about. We know the benefits, the strengths, and what it does for us. But there are some who don't. And I feel like when you ask them why, they're like, oh, because of this, or because of this, or because of this. And none of those things are honestly often true. It is honestly just myths that we constantly hear. So today's video is to debunk those 5 common myths that we always hear because it's not true. Let's get started with today's video. I am Simone. I'm a Pilates instructor. I love this world. And so I'm having the best time, like really bringing you guys in to understand more about Pilates. So let's get started with this video. So myth number 1, Pilates is just stretching. Pilates is not just stretching. Pilates is actually very intense. If you've ever done a Pilates class, an actual, true, authentic Pilates class, it is hard. It is very hard. You have to focus on so many things because you really want to make sure you are targeting those specific muscles. There are moves that just seem so simple, like a roll down, and in reality, it ain't that easy, okay? If you're doing it the right way, Pilates is not the easiest. If you're doing Pilates the wrong way, then of course, it's going to seem like this is not enough for me. Keep that in mind when you're thinking about doing Pilates. Is it just stretching? No. However, there are some moves in Pilates that does help with increasing mobility and flexibility. Let's be clear though, Pilates is not yoga. Yes, there's flow and control, but this is not really just a stretchy, slow, feel-good moment. You are really contracting a lot of those muscles. Sorry if you hear me sniffling. I keep on trying not to do it when I'm talking, but the allergies are out of this world for me right now. Pilates is core intensive, glute activating, and spine aligning work. A lot of the movements, you are doing a full body movement. I know we have a lot of classes or a lot of places that focus on like glute Pilates class, or I don't know, big booty Pilates, or abs on fire. Like, you know, classes are like, they have those names and stuff, but a lot of the times you are still using a lot of your entire body. However, yes, you can have a concentration on one portion, but no matter what, you are still using your entire body. The amount of strength and stability that Pilates builds is no joke. And I think the idea that it's just stretching completely dismisses how effective it is long-term when it comes to building long, lean muscles, improving posture, and supporting joint health. So when people just already have the mindset that it's just stretching, it really waters down what Pilates is, because to some people, stretching is just, oh, that's a piece of cake. It's easy. It's 1, 2, 3. So when you're saying that that's what Pilates is, it's watering down the actual art of what Pilates is. Fun fact, the person who created Pilates was Joseph Pilates, and he created it for a number of reasons. So I think he'd be turning over in his grave if he heard somebody say it's just stretching. Pilates, I like to say, is the cousin of physical therapy. A lot of the things are very, very, very similar. Sometimes physical therapists will refer patients to Pilates, and so it kind of goes hand in hand. A lot of athletes do Pilates in collaboration with physical therapy, so they're cousins. And in physical therapy, you are not just stretching, okay? You are working to get things working again. So myth number 2, you have to be thin in order to do Pilates. This one is very harmful. The reason why this one specifically goes towards Black women is because we have hips, we have thighs, we have booty, we have a shape, you know, we're thicker. A lot of us count ourselves out because we feel like we don't fit that image of what a Pilates person should look like. When in reality, Pilates is literally for everybody. That's one of the things that I loved about it. You can be larger in size, you can be small, and it still has benefits for you. It is literally for everybody. This one right here is so harmful because it's rooted in diet culture and whitewashed wellness. Pilates was never meant to be exclusive to thin and flexible bodies. Understand that. Black women with curves, hips, okay, we deserve to be in those rooms as well. At the end of the day, those are real bodies, and real bodies also need to be worked out as well. It's so funny because I used to be this person like a couple years ago where I felt like I had to like get in shape first before I decided to do something because I wanted to mimic what I thought something was supposed to be. And a lot of it is because how things are marketed to us. So for example, when we see Pilates, we see skinny, thin women. We do. But there are a lot of women that are attending those classes that are of all sizes. And so a lot of times I hear people say like, oh, after I lose 10 pounds, I'm gonna come. After I lose 20 pounds, I'm gonna come. The beautiful thing about Pilates is it meets you where your body is right now. It is not telling you to get skinny and then come. It meets you exactly where you are, and then it helps to build strength from there. I wish a lot of people knew that a lot more. Myth number 3, Pilates is not for us. It's not for Black women. I heard that as a joke so many times when I first started and said, hey, I want to start teaching or whatever, or I want to get certified. The amount of times I've heard that as a joke, like, girl, and then obviously word of mouth spread. So if you're saying that to me, who's interested, imagine somebody else, and then the word gets spread that way. It also gets spread from just some studios where you just don't feel welcomed. Pilates is for us, and we need to take up more space. I think the other issue as to why we feel like Pilates isn't for us is we're not seeing ourselves represented. There have been so many times that I have gone to classes, like a full week, and I've been the only Black person in class. I've been even the instructor. There was no Black instructors at all. So obviously in that situation, you're gonna honestly think like, oh, maybe I'm just the one that actually knows about it. A lot of people don't know about it. Because we're not in these spaces as often, or maybe we're not near a studio that shows representation, it can easily lead to us thinking that it's not for us. And in reality, it's for everybody, like I keep saying. So in reality, Pilates was made for the human body, okay? It was not just made for a color. It was not just made for a specific size. It was made for our body. Here's your sign. If you're a Black woman watching this video, take up space, go book that Pilates class. If not, go on YouTube and find you a Pilates class and start doing it at home, because it has so many benefits. And I want you guys to understand how well it works within your body and why, especially if you're getting older, just strengthen those muscles as we go along. But it is time to shift the narrative. Just want to say that. Another reason why people feel like Pilates is not for them, especially after they've experienced the class, if you have a big butt, it might be hard to lay on your back. And I have some clients where they have a bigger butt, and so there might be that gap, and that can sometimes often cause some uncomfort. And so if you experience that, you might automatically think like, hey, this might not be for me, you know? Now, a lot of times when I am able to notice like certain things based on the person's body, I am able to like maneuver them in a certain way or comfortable. I maybe put a prop underneath. Now, obviously, if you're in a class where the person might not be too experienced with women that have real bodies or more curvier bodies, they might not naturally have their eyes drawn to that. But again, that's why representation matters, because that can also help somebody else's experience be a whole lot better. So it is time to shift the narrative. Myth number 4, Pilates is expensive. Pilates is expensive and is. I'm not gonna sugarcoat that one. Pilates is expensive, but it also doesn't have to be expensive. So for the most part, private classes, yeah, it's gonna run you a few dollars. It's gonna be expensive. Group classes, you can find studios that range in pricing, but there's Pilates on YouTube. So you have mat Pilates. Now, if you're a beginner in Pilates, I would not recommend you go straight to YouTube and buy a reformer and go straight on that reformer and do your own exercises. Absolutely not. Don't do it. If you're thinking about it, get it out your mind. Thank you. But if you are experienced and you do know how to do Pilates, I see nothing wrong with having a reformer in home. It can be more price friendly for you. However, mat classes are very inexpensive, and there are loads of free content online. There's also online apps that are also cheaper than going in person. So it's easily accessible to the average consumer. Access doesn't have to be gatekept. I can't talk today. Access doesn't have to be gatekeep. Oh my God, whatever it's supposed to be. Gatekept. Getting into your Pilates journey does not have to equate to a $200 membership. Again, there are pop-ups that happen all around town, especially when the weather gets warmer. It just takes a little bit more research. See what's in your area. A lot of times there are places doing free Pilates. In Atlanta, there are places doing free Pilates everywhere. Okay, every green patch of grass you see, I might be one of them too, there will be a Pilates event happening, okay? And a lot of times it's free, might be $10. You know, do your research, because it can be easily accessible. Don't just do the studios. Again, studios are worth their price. I'm never gonna say some studios are too expensive, because the amount of money it takes to get certified and continuously keep educating yourself per year times the amount of the reformers, it adds up. It makes sense. You're paying for somebody who went through the knowledge, that actually paid to want to be so knowledgeable about it, to teach you how to do it right. Personally, I think it's worth it. Now, yes, some studios can get a little bit crazy, but for the most part, I think a lot of the pricing is justified. Just gonna say that. Myth number 5, Pilates is too slow to be a workout. That is a lie. Pilates, the slower the harder. In some workouts, the faster the harder, right? How crazier can you go? That is a HIIT workout. You are trying to build your endurance. You're trying to do all of that. Pilates is slow and controlled. mind-body connection. It is not going to be fast, but you want it to be slow because you want to make sure that you are articulating the spine in specific movements. You are articulating specific things. You are contracting the right muscle. If you do Pilates slow, I guarantee you will feel it. Okay? You're not trying to win a race. You are trying to properly get the proper feeling of that movement. And honestly, we've been conditioned to thinking that sweat means success in a workout class, but slow does not mean easy. It just means controlled. And I'm a sweater, I sweat all the time, but one of the reasons why I loved Pilates is I was able to still walk out of that room and have a great workout without sweating. I was able to have a silk press without it poofing up. So this is not one of those kind of workouts, and that's what you're looking for, then this might not be for you. However, if you're okay with understanding the principles and the idea behind Pilates, it will not be something that you will be complaining about ever. And trust me, control is where the results are. Have you ever went up into a bridge and held it? Like just held it and then just dip down the right hip, dip down the lower hip, dip down the right hip, dip down the lower hip, bring it back up into a pulse, bring that leg up, bring it back down, bring it back up, and bring it back down, and kept doing that, and then did the other without taking any breaks and breathing and keeping that spine nice and lifted. Yeah. And then lowered. Have you ever done that? It's no joke. I want you to think about that next time. It challenges your deep stabilizing muscles and forces you to engage your core with intention. The myth that it's too soft for a workout makes us really overlook one of the most transformative workouts that there are out there. And that's just not with Black people, that's with men, because men are always like, that is an easy workout. I'm like, said who? So, with that being said, do not let the lack of jumping fool you. Pilates is gonna build your strength, endurance, and the kind of body awareness that makes everything better. Just saying, you heard it here first. Let's go ahead and wrap this up. Black women, we deserve movement that honors our strength and our softness. We gotta always be strong. I want you to leave this video understanding that Pilates is not reserved for a specific body, income level, or skin tone. It's for anyone that wants to feel powerful, feel strong, feel sexy, have great posture, great confidence. It's to help you just feel better in your everyday life, especially as you're getting older. If you notice, like women that do it as they're getting older, they are still functioning well. Like the body is moving well. It is great for your joints. It is great for mobility, flexibility. It has so many benefits. Please don't write it off. Try it. I'm begging you at this point. No, but seriously, try it. And don't shut yourself out of something that you haven't even tried. Give yourself at least that much. Do not let these tired myths keep you from glowing. You deserve to take up space, and I'll be right there with you. I love when you guys DM me and ask me questions based on my last Pilates video. It's like, keep going. But I love when you guys ask me questions. It's so important to help build this community so that we all feel comfortable and empowered within it. If you've ever believed one of these myths or felt hesitant to try Pilates, please leave a comment down below and let's build our own community. I will be adding content on here very soon, so there will be more classes coming your way. Go ahead and subscribe so that you don't miss out on any Pilates content. Bye guys, see you.